that we're finding out. By the way, speaking of Tory Lanez got denied. He got denied bond, and well, hold on. He got denied bond for his. He got denied on appeal for bond, right? So essentially, he tried to get out on bail. They denied him at first, and then he appealed that denial. Again, remember, he's currently waiting for a possibly appeal hearing or a new trial that he could try to, again, prove his innocence, right? Currently, he's supposed to be serving a sentence. He's already in prison, but he's appealing his conviction. Now, in some cases, people could get out on bond while they await the decision of the appeal, whether it's granted or not. Basically, the judges told him no. Okay, he's going to be sitting in jail until at least when his appeal is granted, and then he'll probably try to get it again.
Tory Lanez.
If not, let me see. No. If not, he probably just won't be getting out at all. So pretty much, the opportunity of Tory Lanez getting out keeps shrinking. All of these things. By the way, the reason why this last one that happened yesterday was a huge deal is that I think I talked about this before. Tory Lanez was asking the judge, like he was asking the judge that already convicted him, scolded him. Also, he accused the judge of kind of being like, biased, right? That judge has no incentive to say, hey, I operated incorrectly during the case, so now I'm going to give you a bond, right? It's like, I think you guys get what I'm saying. It's like the same judge allowed all the evidence to be in play that helped to convict him. Tory's whole thing is that some of these things should have never been let into court. However, Tory's appealing, at least initially, to the same judge. So he gets denied, which, apparently, and I talked to his team, they knew he was going to get denied the first time. The second time, which is the appeal of that, they didn't think he was going to get denied, or they thought he had a better shot at least, right? The reason being is that it was a different judge, finally, that was going to rule on it, but the different judge said the same thing. Like, no, you're going to stay in jail, buddy. Okay? So essentially, if you ask me, I don't think Tory's getting out, bro. I've seen people say he's going to get out in 4 years. I still think he's going to do 5 years at least. You get what I mean? We keep hearing about things that just don't matter in the grand scheme of things. I seen Vlad put up, I had some good information that he got offered 3 years, this and third, and he had turned it down. Let me show the Vlad tweet. Which, by the way, to me just doesn't mean anything, right? Like, again, I don't think his whole thing was the years that he was going to potentially spend in jail. The whole thing with Tory was that if he takes anything that's a multi-year sentence, he's going to get deported. That's the only thing, right? So that's why he kind of went to war. Not saying that it was the smartest idea, but that's exactly why he went to war. Let me see if I can find what he was saying. Tory. By the way, also, I have a podcast or interview with Vlad that's now circulating, so you guys can go watch that too. Okay. Vlad says, remember when we wrote the news that Tory Lanez was offered a 4-year plea deal? I spoke to someone who was working with him during that time, and they told me it was actually offered a 3-year plea deal initially, which he turned down, only to end up with 10 years. Again, we got to keep in mind two things. Any plea he would have taken would have been like a Chris Brown plea. What does that say? It's pretty much open and shut that you're going to have to admit to doing these things even though you're maintaining you're innocent, right? In the case of Chris Brown, he did beat up the chick. Tory's saying he ain't shoot her. But any plea he took, he would have to admit shooting her, okay? Which, by the way, you might be like, who cares if he admits it or not? He's going to get less time. His career's done, right? Like, he's not Chris Brown. Like, niggas ain't giving him a chance. It's done, right? Secondly, anything over a year, he's going to get deported. So that's pretty much how that kind of played out. And, yeah. So, yeah. Not much new information on this shit, man. We just kind of keep going, it's like these ancillary characters, like Cole Crawford's still mad at Meg. I don't know why he would be so mad at Meg if they settled, but I would feel like he has a interest in not seeing her doing well after leaving his label. Maybe. Right?